Welcome back to the Twilight Princess playthrough. Let's continue on with our daily chores.
Yep, now you're going to your basement.
I am, yes.
There was treasure chest, I think, there. You need a lamp.
Yeah, I totally forgot about this. Again, my memory is very short term. It's been a while, to be honest, since I last played this game. I think it's been about 1.5 years, 2 years maybe, since I last played Twilight Princess. So I completely forgot about this. This is like a tutorial in how not to play Twilight Princess.
Do not go to the basement until you have the lamp.
Yeah,
That's
do not
true.
do this. You will be a fool.
Yeah, there you go, Link. Way to do it. Okay, now you go outside. Actually, it was the...
I really like the white blur that it makes when you're going outside or you're entering a house.
Yeah, that's the thing they do for the loading, right?
Yeah,
so
it's a pretty frequent element of Zelda games. The blur in, blur out effect.
Actually, I really haven't thought about that, but I actually like it too. It does give a real smooth feel, you know.
Yeah, I like it much better in Twilight Princess than I did with, like, say, Ocarina of Time or Wind Waker. I just think that the level of blurriness and the speed at which it does it, I think it works better in this game.
Yeah. So now you're collecting rupees. You gotta, yeah. I know what those kids told you. It was about the slingshot.
Yes.
You know, they want you to buy the slingshot. I remember now.
Yes.
You now need to collect money to actually buy the slingshot.
Yep. But before that, we need to get the woman's cap back, along with getting a fishing rod. And to do that, we need to get a baby's basket. But to do that, we need to collect another thing, etc., etc., etc.
Typical Zelda game.
Yes.
Now, that's a nice element. I mean, I really miss the ocarina, you know, to be actually able to play songs. But I think that thing with the grass is actually kind of cool, you know.
Yeah.
It does its job. But I actually do miss the ocarina or the ability of being able to play a song.
Well, we'll get to music and being able to perform music during later parts when that comes in the game.
And so you get now a lot of bees.
Yeah.
That's basically the use of the eagle, no? You can actually reach stuff that you can't normally reach.
Yeah.
So,
And again, it's small things like this where the animation of Link climbing vines, for example, it's just small things like that which I find enjoyable in the game as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's much better than the animation of climbing in Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, you know, actually, now that we're talking about animation, I actually like to state something about the graphics. How the Wii does get so bashed about this graphics. I mean, look at it. This is a GameCube game, and the GameCube game, well, this is a Wii game, but the GameCube game is basically the same, only mirrored. Yeah, but the stuff that how the Wii can actually do good graphics, but it's just that the developers they get lazy ass and they don't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, just this game, it looks quite nice for a GameCube game.
Oh, it's a very nice, fresh graphic look to it.
Yeah, that's my whole point. You know, it's just totally off topic, but I thought this was actually a thing to give merit for the good graphics of this Zelda game.
Going back to the Wii's graphics, especially when it was leading up to the launch of the Wii and maybe 6 months after it was released, from personal opinion, I did feel that the Wii got bashed quite a lot for its lack of graphics in relation to the other two next-gen consoles.
Yeah, I think it was pretty... It was obvious. I mean, the stuff that he was going to get nailed by the you don't have graphics things. But I think most of the games, most of the Nintendo games, actually do make that argument invalid because it's not true. Yeah.
I mean, what really pisses me off, if you want to use that term, is when people say, "Oh, that game's rubbish, that console's rubbish," because not only because it doesn't have amazing graphics, but it's on a Nintendo console as well. Yeah. That's what really gets my blood boiling, especially when people focus more on graphics than on gameplay.
It's a thing of the past. I mean, you remember the time when Sega and Nintendo were battling?
Yeah.
The Sega Drive had better graphics than the NES, but the NES had actually more good games. And I mean, Sega had every right to brag about the graphics because at the time you were seeing on the Nintendo, Sega had like amazing stuff, but good graphics do not make a good game. That's settled. So you got the basket, the baby basket.
I do, and I love the updated little jingle that we heard there.
Yeah, that's a classic tune for the Zelda games.
It is, and also the little tune that we heard before that as well. I thought that was a little nice 10-20 second piece of music that we heard.
Yeah, Zelda games most of the games have been recognized for its good music. I mean, you know how the Zelda tunes have all orchestra and a lot of different versions. I mean, the songs made for this kind of game is actually pretty awesome and very good, well composed.
Well, I think you only need to look at the soundtrack to Super Mario Galaxy, and I think that proves right enough that Nintendo do make pretty sweet soundtracks.
Yeah, that's about right. That lady walks too slow. I mean, I know she has like the baby and stuff, but she should go faster.
Well, I think she's pregnant as well, so you've got to.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a woman here, but I think they've got to be careful on their steps.
Yeah, pretty much, but I think she could go a little faster.
Okay, join us in part 3 where we'll be going fishing.